Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
Gotta get to see something. I can. Look, one way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, your treasures recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things that come to the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, your treasures recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things that come to the butter. Sleeping patterns kinda complicated, ain't no time for wasting with some entrepreneurs. I feeling like Scarface on top of the balcony, the wood is yours. Took some losses, I was down bad. Napoleon complex, I'm mad, about to put the cam up in the clad bag. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicken dinners or you roll with the winners. Taking over for the summer. I double back for the winter. I be with the scammers and spinners. Innovators in the middleman. All my riders got a dental plan. None of my shooters got Instagrams. Bang bang. Got some rich headed out of bounds. Had to hop in the renty to ride around. About to switch up the whiskers, they stalking now. Whispering body dropping on my side of town. Flick of finesse, known to stay up out the mess. Business is never personal. We can politic the rest. I got a plug and they made me a plug. All my moves on they need to know. Dabba weed got me speaking slow. Bet you pay attention when we speaking up. Drip or drown, you gon' sink or you swim. In the field, we be getting it in. Type of pressure that your boys and the men. Fly got a family back at it again. Yeah. One way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap.
Good evening, everybody. Here's your boys, Heaven Hollywood. It's Heaven Hollywood Experience. October 2nd, 2025. About to be October 3rd. Whoo. It's still on and popping here in the world of Twitter and social media and female rap. Still on and popping. Live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Live on TikTok. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, and we are back at it again, breaking down the industry. Industry exposed on the Heaven Hollywood Experience. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. If y'all hear me, just say y'all fear me. F all those fairy tales. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me, man. Let's see. We got a lot of places that we're going to go in the next hour. We're going to talk about the Diddy sentencing eve. It's the eve of Diddy sentencing, and there's people already camping out. There were people camping out from this afternoon. Thank you, Sharice. There were people camping out from this afternoon. And they all want to get their slot, get their spot for the sentencing of Diddy. All right. We got to pop Nicki Minaj's timeline up here. Because there was a lot going on again with that. This account from an account you blocked. Yeah, I do. I block a lot of barbs. Right? Block a lot of barbs. So, once again, Um, we had another day of Nicki Minaj coming at Cardi B, coming at Jay-Z. It was more so Jay-Z more today. She kind of got off Cardi B. It was mostly Jay-Z. I'll have to read through the timeline. She was saying stuff about the kids earlier, but not like, what's up, Darius? Darius, our moderators in here. So I didn't really see her say a lot about the kids today, which is a good thing. But there's a lot of Jay-Z, Jay-Z shots, and then there was some beehive saying, "Go ahead, say Beyonce's name, say it. Go ahead, say it." She pop up like Candyman. There's a whole lot of going on about, oh, she said it, oh, she didn't say it, or she doesn't have a problem with Beyonce. But the bottom line is, if you got a problem, and I've heard Nicki say this herself, how are you going to say you have a problem with Kenneth Petty, but you don't have a problem with Nicki Minaj? You won't be able to say that, right? Because Nicki Minaj will be the first one to tell you, if you got a problem with my man, you got a problem with me. So I don't know why her or the bars wouldn't think, no, we ain't talking about Beyonce. We ain't got no problem with Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? While when this happened, that she's saying happened, when this happened, he was married to Beyonce. So how could you not have a problem with Beyonce when he was married to Beyonce at the time that you say this issue happened? So no, it's a package deal. They are married, just like how you're married to Kenneth Petty, and if somebody has an issue with him, you're not going to still mess with him, right? If somebody got an issue with your husband, you're not going to pick them and be like, oh, I'm still going to mess with your husband. Y'all just stay away from each other. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. If I'm married and you got a problem with my wife, then you got a problem with me. You know what I mean? So now the fall off. I don't. The Darius. Now I don't believe she fell off. Because her fan base is too big, right? So she didn't fall off during the hate train. She's not going to fall off because her fans are going to be her fans. Now you've seen a couple of fans saying, you know what, I this is too much for me. But how many of those fans are going to say that? 10, 15, 20? Even if you say 1,000, oh, she lost 1,000 fans today. So what? That's nothing. She's got 30 million fans on Twitter. So if she lost 1,000, she's down to what? 29,000 fans? 29 million instead of 30 million, or what? 29,000. 29 million. What? 900,000 fans. So it's really not going to matter. Again, I've seen a couple of fans saying, oh, there's one girl who's running a page, and she's like, I'm not running this page anymore. This is a little too much for me. Just another, she couldn't take the whole thing with the kids. I get it, but it's not going to be too many of those people. Most of the people agree with what she's doing. She's out there bringing up, when you start bringing up Kathy White and stuff like that, oh, she's going to get hit. She's going to get hit with some papers. But I said that yesterday. I told y'all to send her to live. Apparently, y'all didn't send her my live because she did the one thing that she shouldn't be doing. That's when you start tapping in and mentioning Kathy White. All of that stuff has been debunked as a lie, right? So when you bring up Kathy White, you have to understand you're pretty much accusing Jay-Z of being a murderer. And you have no solid proof for that. There's not even, you can't even find a picture of those two together. The only picture out there in public, they're in a room full of people in a hotel, and she's like 10 feet away from Jay-Z. There's never been a picture of them together. There's never been anybody that said they saw them together. So when you start saying, oh, Kathy White, this, that, and the other, you're insinuating that Jay-Z is a murderer, and that's going to be a problem. I don't know how else you got to say it. And and her fans, I mean, do y'all want to see Nicki Minaj get sued? I mean, if you're her fan, do you want to see her get sued? Like any Nicki Minaj that's really a fan of Nicki Minaj that cares about her, when they see that Kathy White stuff, they would say, nah, Queen, don't do that. Don't do that. Because she's going to wind up in a lot of trouble. She's going to wind up in a lot of trouble. So everybody may think it's funny, but, you know, if that stuff goes viral, Jay-Z, you see what he did with Tony Busby. And a lot of y'all ain't got Tony Busby money. See, Tony Busby got millions of dollars to fight that case. But if y'all are sitting there and then you start retweeting, like I see a lot of Bob's trying to do, retweet about Kathy White, then going and find all these old conspiracy theories about Kathy White and put it up on Twitter, they're going to capture that, and the next thing you know, you're going to be in court. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all ain't got Tony Busby money. Right? The whole Kathy White thing is a conspiracy theory that has been debunked multiple times. Like the only living person out of that whole scenario that knew Kathy White has already debunked that story on social media, on TV many times. And that's Claudia Jordan. So Claudia Jordan said that is not a true story. When she was found dead, she had, first of all, she wasn't dating Jay-Z. She had a fiance. And her fiance is the one that he was with her the night she had the aneurysm. You know, then you got the Liz Crokin white lady talking about, yeah, she promised me an interview. What did I say the other day about somebody saying your mama promised me some ass? You got proof? Let me hear the recording of my mother telling you she's gonna give you some ass. Let me hear the recording. You know, so Liz Crokin, oh yeah, Kathy White said that she promised me an interview, and then 2 days later she's dead. Well, is there any proof that she promised you that interview? No, you don't have any proof that you even spoke to the woman. So again, anybody can say anything. When you start going down that aisle, when you start going down the lane of accusing people of murder, especially a high-profile person like Jay-Z, and now, especially since that frivolous lawsuit, he's going to be getting his lawyer on everybody. You know, the lawyer just threatened Perez Hilton. Just told Perez Hilton, if you run with this Ray J story, because he's also Kim Kardashian's lawyer. And he said, if you run with this Ray J story, you're going to be held liable because we're going to put you in a lawsuit. Right? So every once in a while, you know, what's happened is what the thing is, like when instead of Nicki, talk all industry stuff, right? As far as music or stuff that happened to her, right? She's starting to like come off real Jaguar-itis. And as a matter of fact, her fans, instead of her fans letting her co-sign, because a couple of people told me she quoted and retweeted Jaguar Wright a couple of times. Now, that Nicki probably doesn't know that Jaguar Wright started a rumor about her. She probably don't even know. She probably don't know. And the Barbs want to just do whatever she wants to do. They're not even telling her, hey, no, she ain't cool. She told the world that the reason why Nicki was mad at Megan is because they were eating each other out, and Megan didn't want Nicki eating her cooch no more, and Nicki got pissed off. That's what Jaguar Wright said. And then she said Nosy Hole Live showed her a video of Megan and Nicki. Now, I know a whole bunch of Barbs heard that, but because Jaguar Wright says something about Jay-Z, the Barbs just totally disregard that and just go with what he said about Jay-Z. So she started 2 rumors about Nicki Minaj. One rumor I cleared up live during my show by calling up my man that works at the strip club. The first lie Jaguar Wright came on about Nicki Minaj and said she was a stripper before she was a rapper. And she was sucking off Gucci Mane and Waka Flocka. This came out of Jaguar Wright's mouth, and Nicki's sitting here retweeting her, and then all the Barbs just sit around. Oh, yeah, retweet. You know what I mean? So instead of telling her, don't retweet Jaguar Wright, she was out here sitting on you. Saying, oh, Nicki was in the, there's pictures of that and stuff like that, of her sucking off Gucci Mane, and she was sucking off Waka Flocka. That's, and then Debbie got her signed to Wayne, and then she left Debbie flat. Oh, the reason why her and Megan don't talk is because they were sleeping with each other. And Megan got tired of her eating her coochie, and Megan said she didn't want her to eat her coochie no more. There's a sex tape going around. Nosy showed it to me. So she's going around telling people that Nicki Minaj got a sex tape with Megan Thee Stallion, and that was their fallout. See? But she's sitting around here retweeting what Jaguar Wright says about Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright, every time, is going to lead you to the lake of fire, and then she going to turn back when she see the fire start getting too hot. See, because Jaguar Wright don't got the money to fight no lawyers. She's running from lawsuits right now. She's trying to run state to state to avoid lawsuits. Because Brian McKnight is trying to serve her right now, and he can't find her. So to all the Barbs out there, if you care about your girl, if you care about your mother, you need to try to tell her, you need to stop mentioning Kathy White, because that is fake. See, but the Barbs aren't going to tell her it's fake, because they are in their hate Jay-Z mode, and anything to get on Jay-Z, they're going to go along with it. They can look that story up and see that it's fake, and they won't even tell it's fake. You know what I'm saying? And you're following that fake story is going to get you in trouble, because the moment Alex Spiro says, okay, you're going to have to prove now that Jay-Z had something to do with this woman's death. Now she's out here insinuating earlier that they had something to do with Juice WRLD's death because that was the way they sabotaged her tour. So when you are out there saying you out there saying this person sabotaging my tour, Nicki Minaj has a huge fan base and she has a huge platform. So if she says something, it's going to carry more weight than if I said it or somebody else said it. So if she's going around and people that don't know no better, oh, he sabotaged my tour, he stole money from me, he said, and they're Nicki Minaj, the person that's doing business with Jay-Z or whatever, happen to be a Nicki Minaj fan, and they hear Nicki Minaj making those like, oh, well, we're gonna cut ties with Jay-Z. Now we're gonna cut that deal. We're gonna stop that deal because we're hearing he's going around sabotaging Nicki Minaj's tour and he owes her money and stuff. And when people start, word of mouth is the biggest form of marketing. Once people start hearing that, it's the same thing with the and Alex Spiro was sent all these things because that blog, that blog that don't like Nicki Minaj, they sent all the stuff. They showed a copy that they sent all this stuff to Alex Spiro. So everything that she was saying, they said even something, like I said, something as harmless as Jay-Z take off that lace front, right? Seems like a harmless, funny joke. I mean, but I'm not even gonna lie. When I looked at the tweet, I laughed. It was funny, right? Jay-Z take off that lace front because Choke No Joke says it all the time too. But the thing is this: Choke No Joke's platform ain't as big as Nicki Minaj's. Nicki Minaj has a platform to where if some people believe what she says, it could do some damage. You could lose a deal or you could lose 2 deals. So as I said, Jay-Z promotes Beyonce's hair product, right? Beyonce's hair product is called Secret. Jay-Z has been on record of saying Beyonce's hair product helped him grow his hair. Now, you got Nicki Minaj, who's got a huge platform, come out and say he's wearing a wig. That's going to make Secret look bad. That's going to make Beyonce look bad. Because if enough people start, but if you say things enough times, the whole saying is if you say things enough times, people start to believe it. So if this gets back to Secret, oh, he's wearing a wig? And that gets back to people who want to sponsor Secret or want to work, and they say, oh, we're strictly doing this because we heard Jay-Z said it worked on his hair, and look how long his hair is. But now we're hearing that he's wearing a wig. Oh, no, we got to cut this deal. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with that? You see how you can hurt somebody, and then Beyonce's brand is Secret. Then people start saying, oh, she's lying. Jay-Z's wearing a wig, and she's going around telling people how good Secret worked. So it come down to it, and Alex Spiro hits you with some papers and say, come to court. And when you come to court, prove that Jay-Z wears a lace front. Where's your proof? You're gonna have the salon, the person, the hairdresser that put the wig on them. Are you gonna have them in court? Are you gonna have a sworn statement from the person who applied the wig? It seems funny and it seems ridiculous, but that's the times we're living in. I was telling y'all, these celebrities ain't playing with y'all no more. I don't understand what is so hard to understand about it. I know a lot of them probably think, oh, they're not going to sue me. I ain't got nothing. They ain't going to sue me. They will sue you just for shits and giggles. And because they know you can't really afford. Look what's happening to Millie. Look what's happening to Millie. Megan Thee Stallion don't need money from Milagro. But she's gonna try to teach her a lesson. She's gonna try to teach her a lesson. And wherein $50K may not be nothing to Megan Thee Stallion, but $50K is a lot to Milagro and any other person to be giving it away to no damn lawyer. My trust fund was close to $400K. If I had all of that $400K right now, I still got a good amount left, but I don't have $400K left. But let's just say if I got $400K today, I wouldn't want to give nobody $50,000. Hell no. I ain't giving nobody $50,000. If I had the whole $400K today. So, regardless of how much money Nicki got, you don't want to give it away. You don't want to give it away. And when you're dealing with somebody with an endless amount of money like Jay-Z, he'll take you to court just so you can suffer. He may not even believe he gonna get something in the end, but he gonna make you go all the way. He gonna drag you to court. He gonna make you spend your money. So all these allegations that she's making, she needs to have receipts for them. Now listen, if she got receipts for them, then she ain't got nothing to worry about it. She ain't got nothing to worry about. But I don't believe she has receipts for everything she's saying, because I believe she would have been in court by now. If she had receipts for $100 million owed to her, she would have been in court to get her bread. Now, again, I did a video. Let me try to pull this video up. We can go over that and we can get back to this Kathy White situation. So here's the thing about the Kathy White stuff, right? Hold on. Right? Here's the thing about the Kathy White stuff. I think there's one page. They probably blocked me. I don't know why. So this is everything that started with Liz Crokin, right? Liz Crokin started on, I mean, she didn't start this. This rumor has been around for many years. It started somewhere around 2008, something like that, right? So, Mr. I don't know, but Waka Flocka's mom said that Nicki Minaj was one of the only women that wouldn't sleep with Gucci Mane. Now, again, to Keisha, I don't believe she slept with Gucci Mane, right? I don't believe Nicki Minaj slept with Gucci Mane. You know, Nicki Minaj is not, if she's the sleep around type, not many people know it. She's somebody that's going to keep her business private as possible. And from what I know, she didn't sleep with Gucci Mane. But that's my point. Jaguar Wright was running around saying she did. Right? So now, Liz Crokin, she revealed back in 2011, she tried to interview Kathy White, who was rumored to be Jay-Z's mistress. After she told Liz Crokin she would do the interview, a couple of days later, Kathy White passed away. She was only 29 years old. Now, how do we know that? How do we know that? How do we know? Because Liz Crokin started coming with this story a couple of years ago, right? Liz Crokin started coming with this story a couple of years ago. But this story is Liz Croker tried to act like she came to the story. So if you tried to interview Kathy White, why was this story out in like 2012 and you never said anything? You didn't start coming forward until it started picking up on TikTok. Right? Until the story started picking up on TikTok. That's when all of a sudden this decrepit, old ass, just I don't know what coffin she climbed out of, but she comes out of her coffin talking about, yeah, she had never said that before. She had never said that before. She started saying it now once TikTok got popular, right? So this is her. Now I want to find this Beyonce theory, right? She's saying, wow, the only celebrity to bring up. Meanwhile, the whole industry knew about it. When Beyonce announced her pregnancy, August 28th, 2011, Kathy White was murdered September 1st, 2011, a couple of days short of Beyonce's birthday. Right? Now, here is what Twitter said. Here is what Twitter said. All of this stuff is a lie. Here is what Twitter said. TikTok. So now what TikTok did was take it a little further. No, Liz did not show proof of that, Jade. She had no proof of it. She was just saying her word. Oh, had no proof of it, didn't have no correspondent with her, no audio, no email, no nothing, right? So now TikTok takes that story and then they start saying that Beyonce was never pregnant and she had Kathy White murdered so she can take Kathy White's baby. So now the rumor is that Blue Ivy, Beyonce was never pregnant with Blue Ivy, and she killed Kathy White. And Blue Ivy is actually Kathy White's baby. Blue Ivy was born in 2012. Kathy White was killed in 2011. And a simple Google search will tell you that. So what did she cut Kathy's stomach open and take Blue Ivy out her stomach? Because Blue Ivy was born in the following year. So what they tried to do to match that is, no, Blue Ivy was already born. She just didn't, they didn't show her until the next year. But Blue Ivy was already 1 year old. Blue Ivy was Blue Ivy was already 1 year old. So now, let me show you this. So Jaguar Wright comes, right? Here is the best coverage of this story. If anybody sees this person and on Twitter, if you want to follow stuff along, right? Follow this person. The page is called the Beyonce Theory, the Bay Theory, all right? The B Theory. So she said, she does great research. She said, how about when Claudia, Kathy White's friend, who was actually there, messaged Liz and told her to stop lying and using Cassie's name. And she sent her this. Kathy sends her evil ass CUNT. Kathy didn't even know this BITCH. She harassed Kathy for a story, calling her job. Right? So let's take a look at what this thing says. Corey Jones says she's insane. I have checked with plenty of sources. Hold on. Hold on. So she says, I have checked with plenty of sources, including ones were way closer to her than you. And this is going back well over a decade. So Claudia says, not ones that were with her right there in Vegas both times. So there's that. Or the one she called 2 weeks before she died and said what she said. Shaking my head, but okay, lady, you want to fuss more than find the truth. Never mind. Here goes Liz croaking. I know exactly who you are. You are a see you next Tuesday who sold out your murdered friend, both in life and in death. The karma bus will catch up with you and Gay Z and his F word pedophile friends won't be able to save your effing disloyal sellout ass. So enjoy your freedom while you can. And remember, Trump is your president, B. P.S. Kathy sends her love. Talking about Kathy White. She said, Kathy sends her love. Wow. So the B theory puts this together. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all, if you want to support the channel, to send the Cash App the $ Heaven Hollywood. So the B theory, right? So let's go into what the B theory said. So she really gets digging deep into it, right? She went to Liz to give her a real story, but Liz rejected it and started insulting her because she doesn't want a real story. She wants to gain clout and attention off of this lie. And this person said, and P.S., Liz is QAnon, right? Liz is QAnon. Hold on. So I'm trying to find where what's her name? Claudia Jordan. Look, Kathy White was 13. Then you got people who saying Kathy White was 13. Kathy White wasn't 13. Kathy White was in her 20s. Oh my God. So then, look, Kathy White and Blue Ivy, I'll just sit here for you to decide. Pregnant at the same time as Beyonce. Never any proof that Kathy was pregnant. Right? Kathy White dies. I see right through that makeup they putting on Blue. So here goes debunked and everything I said confirmed and verified by Kathy's actual friend who knew her, Claudia Jordan. MS been using this innocent woman's name to run lies and gain attention, not even giving a F how it affects her family and the man she was with. Leave Kathy alone. So now, here's the thread. Y'all smash that like button. Y'all smash that like button. All right. So, here she said, it's a thread. Who started the Kathy White lie and why? Kathy Michelle White is from Fort Johnson, Louisiana, born on July 3rd, 1982. She was an industry publicist and health and fitness expert. She died September 1, 2011 in Harlem, New York, with her boyfriend Malcolm present. For timeline reference, Blue Ivy was born January 7th, 2012. October, November, December, January. That's 4 months later. In order for the story to be plausible, Kathy would have been around 4 months pregnant. So we are supposed to believe Blue Ivy was cut out of the womb at 4 months. Right? All of Kathy's family, mother, father, grandparents, siblings are alive and well, by the way. None have ever claimed to be suspicious of her death or have co-signed any story. None are also curious of where the alleged child of their family member disappeared to, apparently. Now, here's the picture that everybody's talking about. One's the only spotted picture. There's Kathy in the purple dress. Here's Jay-Z over here. Here's Diddy over here. And I think Cassie is there too. I think Cassie's there. Right? Let me make this bigger for everybody. That's what she said. Make it bigger. That's what she said. Make it bigger. Okay, so now here goes Kathy, because people started harassing Claudia Jordan. Right? People started harassing Claudia Jordan to the point where she finally had to say something. Now, this is Claudia Jordan, right? Hold on.
Kathy White, that shall keep trying to tie me into her death. It is not true. She was not having an affair with Jay-Z. She never told me she was messing with him. Matter of fact, when she died, she had a boyfriend. His name was Malcolm, and she died with him. I need y'all to stop this rumor that she was pregnant by Jay-Z. She never told me that. I never seen her pregnant. I seen her drinking. We went to Magic Mountain, Six Flags together, and was on the ride. These are not things that people that are pregnant by superstars do. No. They try to protect that fetus. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. So I need y'all to stop, and people keep saying this shit, and it pisses me off. I'm sure it doesn't make her family feel good to constantly see this being brought up, that she was this mistress. She never told me. I met her in Memorial Day weekend in 2008, okay? I went to Vegas with my friend Nicki too, so go ask her, okay? I've been not saying her name. She introduced me to her We stayed in the same hotel room because back then we was broke. Yeah. Okay. Me and my girls live in Vegas. We did a girls trip. And she was like, my girl Cardi, she's cool. When we went out, we saw Jay-Z's assistant who knew me from before. I auditioned for his videos and we were cool. She invited us to dinner at Tao. Diddy, Jay-Z, Larry Johnson was at the dinner table. And this is an exclusive, y'all. I'm finally telling y'all. We was all around. Cassie was there. Nobody was hitting on us. We were actually like sitting there like, we don't belong at this table. And then we all walked to Tao, the back entrance, and was at a club. His table was here and we were a table over. At one point, Jay-Z handed me a bottle of Ace of Spades and we all had our bottles up. Someone took a picture. That is it. I got drunk, went back to the room, woke up the next day.
And here's her finishing the story.
Nobody. That's
Hold on.
What happened. And another time we saw him was another big weekend. If y'all are not familiar with Vegas, I know I'm going on. Memorial Day weekend, fight weekend, Labor Day weekend. That's when a lot of celebrities used to come out. So it would not be rare or odd to see a Diddy, a Jay-Z, an Eve, or this or that, Lil' Kim. They would be out there for that. We randomly ran into him. Now, the second time we saw him, he was definitely out there and he had a show. Okay, he had a concert. And he was not paying my friend no mind. Like, we were all there and he was just like polite. And he was not flirting with no one. There was nothing going on. So I need y'all to stop with this false narrative. A blogger, Jackie Jasper of Hollywood Street King, put this story out in 2008 because he was fed it from my hating ass ex that was trying to ruin my reputation. So he was taking any little thing.
So you heard what Claudia just said. 2008, right? 2008, Jackie Jasper put this story on the internet. Liz Crokin comes around in 2022 talking about in 2011 she was going to interview Kathy White. There is no evidence of Liz Crokin coming to the internet in 2011. I don't see any of those stories. All right? Breaking news. Uh-oh, you gave a breaking news? What's breaking news, Darius? Or are you talking about this? All right. Diddy just got hit with 2 new sexual assault lawsuits. Oh my! See, what civil suits? They're trying to hit him with civil suits before his sentencing to make him look bad. What, 2 new civil suits? Because they figured he's going to get some time, so now it's time to rev back up and sue Diddy. Come on. I mean, come on. You see, that's the shit I'm talking about. They know good and damn well that man, they all that stuff would have came out in the trial. Everybody now feels as though he's going to get time. So watch, you're going to hear the lawsuits rev back up again. See, once they saw he got acquitted, notice how everybody went quiet and everybody stopped suing because they're like, oh shit, he's going to get out. They're thinking that he's going to go to jail for 10 years or 5 years, and then that'll give them time to sue. And if he's in jail, it's going to be hard for him to fight lawsuits. Right? So they figuring they're going to get their little piece of money while he's locked up. Like, come on, bro. That stuff would have came out in the trial. I mean, again, his people that help him, they all wrote letters. I mean, there's nothing else they can really do. If people are filing civil suits against him, all of the people that's helping him wrote letters for his sentencing, I'm going to assume. But there's nothing they can really do if people are filing civil lawsuits against him, right? And everybody's going to protect their brand at the end of the day. He told Young Miami When everybody said, oh yeah, Young Miami, you're writing a letter, but where were you this whole trial? He told Young Miami to distance herself from him. At first, she wasn't going to do it. If you notice, at first, she didn't do it. But then he told her, you got to keep your show going. You have to keep things going. So distance yourself from me, and we'll get back up when I'm out of here. So that's what she did. But Young Miami, if you notice, she hasn't come out and said anything disparaging about Diddy. So the other people, they probably just distanced themselves because they didn't. The reason why everybody else distanced themselves from Diddy is because the way the feds came out like they had stuff, right? The feds came out like they had stuff. And the way they first started was like, oh, you was at the VMA party. And people knew they were at the VMAs. But they were making it seem like this happened after the VMAs. Or this happened somewhere in the VMAs. And you were there. So if you were there, that means you were compliant because you never said anything. So when Tony Busby came out and said those things, we got people's names who was at these parties, who enabled him. They scared the celebrities. They scared the celebrities because the celebrities started thinking, well, yeah, I was there, but I didn't see nothing. So you mean to tell me this grape happened at the VMAs? Because that's the way they were trying to make it seem. So when everybody said, why did all the celebrities get quiet? Because the feds made it seem like they had something. Or they had them on tape watching this. Or they had them on tape at the party. And in the back room of the party, somebody was getting raped. And there's no way y'all didn't know and stuff like that. That's why the celebrities got quiet. Right?
Oh, she was doing this. It was doing. She was jealous that he hit on her, not her. It's not true, y'all. And y'all running with one source, and then Jaguar gets on and brings the shit back up, and y'all believe it. Now, I'm not saying that she don't say some real stuff. I don't know her like that.
That's where I think that's where Claudia made her mistake. This is where people make their mistake. Every month, a male celebrity has a sexual assault case because that's the way that they try to demonize people. It's always with a gay rumor. In the meantime, when they don't want to distance their LGBT fan base or any gay fans they may have, right? They try to say, "Oh yeah, or I rock with the LGBT," or we don't deal with homophobia. So, but that's really what they're doing. Whenever you come out and say somebody, had a gay allegation or same-sex allegation, and then people start villainizing them. If it's okay to be gay, why are you using that to villainize them? So you really are being homophobic. You're just trying to act like you're not. Because why is that a knock? Why is it an extra knock if it's a man that said sexual assault? Why is it an extra knock if being gay is okay and you have nothing against it? Why do women use that as a knock? Like, oh, I heard he was gay, but I thought it was okay to me. So what? You see what I'm saying? So that's the first insult they try to use on a black celebrity. Oh, I heard he was gay. So it don't matter, Diddy, right? They wouldn't care if Diddy was just sexual essaying all these women. But the moment the rumor came up about it being men, that's when everybody jumped. Oh, baby, oh, yeah, he's with Meek Mill. Oh, yeah, he was saying, I like that daddy to Nori. You know what I mean? So that's when everybody started. But you say it about, you hear that about everybody. You know, if you compliment somebody, a black male, just like you see it all the time about almost every single male celebrity. A good friend of mine, Rob Riley, right? He's a good friend of mine. He's an actor. He was on Dynasty. He was on Hit the Floor, right? He's in a couple of movies. He was in that movie, The Best Man. Not The Best Man, but that movie with Terrence J. and Cassie and Rob Riley. He was in that movie too. So I'm like, yeah, Rob Meisman. So as soon as you see a bunch of women complimenting Rob Riley, oh, he's so good looking, this, that, another. Oh, I heard he was gay. I'm like, he's not even a list actor. How did you hear he was gay? I said, and I got offended because that's my friend. I know he's not gay, right? But I said, how did you hear he was gay? Who told you he was gay? Right? And they could never take, oh, I heard. No, you didn't. You didn't hear that. And again, so what? So what? It's 2025. So what? But the whole thing about the men essays, right? Where do these gay allegations come from? People make them up. People just make them up because either they don't like the person, they're jealous of the person, or the person would never date them, right? So they make it. I heard one girl say, I don't care. Any of those, all those black celebrities that date white women, most of them are gay. And they date white women because they know the white women aren't going to say anything. That's what, if they don't date black women, I'm going to assume that they're gay. And I said, how the hell you come up with that? Oh, because white women don't say anything. And that's the reason why they date white women, because white women won't say anything. Yeah, that's my guy. Miss Fields. Rob, he's from Barbados. He's half Bayesian, half Trini. Half Bayesian, half Trini. Yeah, he was on Hit the Floor. Right? And my thing is, if somebody I know got SA'd, I don't care whether it was a man or a woman, I'm going to treat it the same. I'm not going to be, oh, it's worse because it's a man. No, it isn't. It's the same. It's messed up for a male to get SA'd. It's messed up for a female to get. It's the same to me. But people want to make it a big deal, make it worse because it was a man. It's not worse. It's the same. All right. So, according to Claudia, this lie began at the time because her ex-boyfriend hired a blogger with the alias Jackie Jasper to run a smear campaign on her. The blogger posted nonstop salacious gossip about Claudia and people connected to her. Here are the headlines, right? So this is what was happening to Claudia Jordan. And I don't need to get into all that. That'll be a different video. But I'm bringing this up. Because Nicki is running with a false story, and a story that has no merit, and a story that she cannot prove. And she needs to chill with that because, like I said, Jay-Z's lawyer is a pit bull, and he ain't playing. He's not playing. Hemisphere. Right, so let me see if I can find a picture of, let's see. For anybody who don't know Rob Riley, let's see. Let's see if I can find on Twitter. All right, whatever. I can't really find it. I don't even know what my damn password is anymore. I keep forgetting them. No, whatever. I can't think of that shit anymore. Hold on, guys. I don't know no more. Show a shirtless picture. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to have to try to go to Twitter. All right, so here's some pictures of my guy. Hold on. So here's Rob. Hold on a minute. Yeah, so he is half Bayesian, half Trinidadian. So he's on Divorced Sisters now. Now, I don't know whether that's a movie. I don't know whether it's a TV show, but he's on it. He's one of the only people I know who's half and half, like half Trini, half Bayesian. I've never seen that before. Anyway, so yeah, so anyway, what happened? I don't watch it, but what? I'm sorry. What'd you say? Hey, it's me. So anyway, I'm gonna try to see. Let's tap in to Nicki's page. We'll see if she tweeted anything of recent. While I still have access, she hasn't blocked me yet. Now, Cardi B said some things. I believe Cardi B said something about Beyonce today, and here it is again. She's back talking to the kids. Dear culture, truth is I did all of this for a bigger purpose, and one day you'll understand. You're a cute child, and lots of kids have cute little funny looking gums before they're grown into all of their features. One day you'll see this, so I have to say I apologize as a child of God and queen of my community who look to me for integrity. You're an innocent child and don't deserve any of this. One day your mother, aunt, and many more will be brought to their knees for what they've said and tried to do to my young prophet, beautiful boy. Take care, my darling. This isn't who I am. So she apologized to culture. Right? So that's good. That's good. So she just 7 minutes ago, so this is new. What do y'all think about that? 7 minutes ago, she apologized to culture, right? She still threw some shade, and I wish she would have left out the funny looking gums part because he's still trying to throw shade. So she didn't have to put that in there. But she did apologize, right? That's not an apology. Mimi's like, no, we don't accept. Right? So Nicki, now Cardi B also tweeted 31 minutes ago. Let's see what she tweeted. Let's see what she tweeted. I'm starting, that safe is going on me. So this is what Cardi B said. Her last tweet was 6 hours ago. And she said, oh, so this is the reason why they were trying to tweet Taylor Swift and get Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter against Cardi B. Because she said, always want to fake. Dear black woman, girl, shut the F up. Done beefed with every black woman in the industry. Like, girl, who the F beef with SZA? And you be slick throwing shots at Beyonce, the most unproblematic people ever, while always bootlicking a white artist. Now, didn't we talk about that yesterday? We talked about that yesterday, right? We talked about that yesterday. When I said she doesn't do that to the pop girls, and then it brought it up. He brought it up, right? And said, somebody said, no, she does it to the black pop girls. She don't do it to the white pop girls. Right? And then Cardi B just brought up the same thing. Cardi B brought the same thing up and said, you be bootlicking them white artists. Now, I can't really say that because maybe she did that because she learned her lesson, but she used to come at white artists too. And when that happened with Miley, that thing that happened with Miley, Quiet as Kept, is the reason why the hate train happened in the beginning, right? So maybe she learned her lesson from that because she took a big hit when she called Miley the B word. Because Miley Cyrus is the golden girl of Disney. And she took a lot of loss from that because the pop producers were told not to mess with her unless she gave Miley a public apology. She had Meek Mill whisper in her ear, fuck that. Fuck that. You ain't got to say nothing. You're the queen. They ain't the queen. You're the queen. Don't say nothing. Don't give her nothing. So she had Meek Mill in her ear, got up in her ear to where she didn't apologize to Miley Cyrus. So Miley Cyrus' godfather, which is that Bob Esser or Ecker or something like that dude, he got on the phone with Birdman and called Nicki Minaj allegedly a black B word, a black ghetto B word. That's what he allegedly told Baby. That black ghetto B don't know who she messing with. She better apologize to my goddaughter. And I better get a public apology. Right? So she never apologized to Miley. And then if you notice, that's when the hate train started. Because what he did was first he cut off her water as far as pop hits go. And if you notice, that's when Esther Dean stopped working with her. All the people remember Esther Dean was the ones writing all her help writing her hits, Starships, and the other one, I believe. But then once she said that, once dude Bob Igard or whatever his name is started telling all the producers like Calvin Harris, Esther Dean, once he said, y'all better not work with Nicki Minaj. Y'all better not work with Nicki Minaj. And then Quiet as Kept. That's what happened to Fergie. Remember, Fergie had a very successful first album. Her solo album did 6 million. But then the Nicki hate train came and Fergie crossed the picket line, so to speak. Fergie was like, either she didn't get the memo or she didn't care because she did that song with Nicki Minaj and boom, Fergie's career was over. Fergie's career was over ASAP. That was the end of her solo career. Think about it. Fergie had that. Remember that song? Remember she had not Kiss the Girl, but she had a song like We Like Those Boys. Some songs she had about girls. And she sold 6 million in her first album, her first solo album. And then she crossed the picket line. Katy Perry, same thing. Nah, that national anthem thing didn't end her career. Nope. Bigger, right. And big girls don't cry. That's it was fire too. That was a hit. But when she came back with that night up soon and there's a that shit was fire too. That shit was fire. Hey yo, let it go. Let's go. I'm the man with the that's out. That's the long kind of answer. I'm a ball with a let's go. That was a great Nicki verse too. Yeah, and I ain't seen young Nicki in a week. Oh, thank you, man, in a week. That shit was fire. That verse was fire. That was a fire verse for Nicki Minaj. She went back to the old Nicki Minaj style, but the problem was people in the pop world wasn't messing with her because of what Miley Cyrus's godfather said. And he said, "You're not gonna." My daughter was hosting the award show, and your black ghetto B, that's what he told Baby, embarrassed my goddaughter in front of millions of people. Because remember, she said, let's see if I can find it. Oh, to that B that was talking, that's about me. Yo, Miley, what's good? Right? Let's see if it's still on Twitter. So at first, right, everybody thought it was a joke. At first, everybody thought it was a joke.
About me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good? Now.
Here we go.
And now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Hey, we're all in this industry. We all do interviews.
Hold on. Miley flipped the hair on her. I remember that like it was yesterday. Hold on. Miley gave her the hair flip. Y'all remember that?
To say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Hey, we're all in this industry. We all do interviews, and we all know how they manipulate shit. Nicki, congratulations. And just because the VMAs have already started doesn't mean that the voting is done.
And now, back to
Miley didn't back down though. Miley gave it right back to her. Congratulations. Nicki was like, this little B. No, she did not just flick that damn hair at me. Congratulations. So, yeah, when that happened, that's when the hate train started, like shortly afterwards. And there was a hate train because what happened was, then the media, and it wasn't just about producers and stuff like that. Then it trickled over to media. Because if y'all remember at that time, Joe Budden started hating on her too. Joe Budden and Charlamagne started hating. They tag team hating. They were tag team hating. So hold on. But y'all remember that. So this is what she said about, she said, those white artists and posting their accomplishments while they ignore you. And let me tell you something. I say what I want when I want. You don't stop S here. Ain't nobody effing scared of you. Right before that, she said, nah, I'ma stop. Cardi, stop responding. Somebody said, Cardi, stop responding. Nah, I'ma stop, but I'm not gonna let her flip the narrative. That's why she was deleting tweets the first day, to make it seem like somebody was bothering her. But I want to see when I was mocking her son. I want her to show me. Y'all not flipping narratives over here. Bragging on my kid's intelligence is not mocking her son. So was she mocking my kid when she was showing her son's hair length? When he was banging spoons? Because I ain't take it that way. So I believe what Cardi B is talking about. I know, I read it. I read that tweet. Who just said that? I know, Darius. I did it. I caught it here 7 minutes. As soon as she did it, I caught it. I read the tweet. So what I believe that when they're saying she's mocking culture, I mean mocking what's his name? Papa Bear, is because Cardi said my son knows his ABCs. I wouldn't take that as and like she said, I wouldn't take that as mocking Papa Bear, because how would her son knowing his ABCs be mocking Papa Bear, unless you're telling us Papa Bear doesn't know his ABCs? So, but how would we know that when she's not around the kid? So how would she know? How would she be mocking you by saying her son knows his ABCs? And like she said, that'd be like her saying, "Oh, were you mocking my son when you were showing your son's hair length? Because you know my son don't have no hair, and you were just trying to be funny by showing your hair, son." So, you can't reach for everything now. I seriously doubt she was mocking her Nicki's son when she said my son knows ABC, because she don't know whether Nicki's son knows his ABCs or not, right? So we're gonna see what else. We'll go down the timeline and go through what we saw today, right? I gotta get to what's her name? JT. Because JT put out 2 diss records. Right? JT put out 2 diss records. Now, I didn't hear the full second one. I wasn't impressed with the one that I heard, because, matter of fact, we're going to go into it too. We're going to go into JT's stuff. So we'll get back to this, to Nicki and Cardi, but I want to cover JT's diss record. Now, I'm actually, and I said this in my previous lives, right? I'm not the biggest fan of JT's personality. I'm not the biggest fan of the way JT carry herself, but I am a fan of JT as a rapper. I think JT can rap, right? I think JT can rap. So when they said she dropped a diss record, I was rubbing my hands together like, uh-oh, here we go. Right? I was rubbing my hands because, again, and JT, what has been 48 hours, that is a pretty good response time, being that you had no idea. Well, no, it's been more than 48 hours. Cardi's album dropped last Friday. Or 2 Fridays ago, 2 weeks. So to not know that you were getting dissed and, got to write records, and then you got 2 records in 2 weeks, that's not bad. That's not bad, right? Now, if they were already out there going back and forth, that's a little different. But she had no idea she was getting dissed. She heard the album, she got this. Now you got to scramble and write an actual song and write one that's good. But I wasn't impressed. And I'll tell you why. In DJ Academics, you can bounce around, you can buck, kick, poop, whatever you want to do. Oh, pick up a stick. She just picked up a stick. JT is defending herself from that whacking she got on Magnet. So how you saying pick up a stick or something? How's she gonna pick up a stick when she just dropped the record? What you want her to pick up a stick? Where? The record had just came out. Cardi B just released an album. What do you mean pick up a stick? She picked one up. Magnet. Magnet's her stick. This is the reply to Magnet. That's why I hate that shit. Oh, pick up a stick or something. How's he supposed to pick up a stick when this girl just put this record out tonight? So let's get to JT's. This is the reason why I don't like JT. I call this the Bigfoot. I call this. I said that. Well, I tweeted. I said JT Bigfooted herself. And when they're like, "Oh, what did you mean by that?" Well, it wasn't that Bigfoot was trash. It's not the bars in Bigfoot was trash. But to me and to a lot of people, what made Bigfoot trash was Nicki just spent 72 hours online saying the exact same things she had in Bigfoot. So when it came out, it didn't hit. Because everybody's like, yeah. We know. Lying to your dead mama. Yeah, we know. You've only been telling us this for the last 72 hours. We know, sis. That's the reason why Bigfoot didn't hit. Not that the rhymes were whack. But you just spent 72 hours, sis, telling us these very same rhymes. So now JT have just spent the last 48 hours online, and now she puts out a diss record, and she's pretty much telling us in this diss record the same stuff she was telling us on Twitter for the last 48 hours. Cardi B, yeah, you got surgery. Oh, she's ugly. Yeah, Offset cheating on you. Stephon Diggs is gay. Like, it's the same digs. No pun intended. Now, if you would have came in like, story of Adidon, you are hiding a child. And everybody said, what? You know what I mean? He started off, Sandy and Dennis. Okay, yeah, we get it. We've heard those insults before. We know his mother got divorced. Yeah, we know. Never thought you was black enough. Yeah, we knew that about Drake, right? We were just like, kind of like, yeah. Ho hum. But then when he said, you are hiding a child, everybody said, wait a minute, what? So that bitch really was pregnant? So that really is his kid? This porn star chick? I mean, she said she was pregnant, but then we didn't hear nothing else about her. So that's real? You know what I mean? When Kendrick hit us with the A minor, even though we had heard those stupid rumors before, it's just the fact that everybody wanted to get in on Drake being knocked down a peg. Now you don't see nobody singing Kendrick, and everybody's waiting for Drake to come back to save rap. Nah, Drake, don't save rap. Let them suffer. So that's the whole thing about the JT and the Nicki Minaj Bigfoot. And then she's in there like, oh, thinking that you can mess with the queen. Like Nicki put up, everybody said, oh, can you post JT's record? She's making a diss about Cardi, and then she's just to let everybody know that y'all still cool. And Nicki said, I ain't posting shit. JT over there sucking clit, and if Nicki could have just reposted. Who waiting on Drake? Have everybody, Mimi, go listen to these shows. Go listen to these shows. They're all of them. What Drake needs to do is no. Hold on, let me get off of JT for 1 minute, because I've been wanting to talk about this for a week. No. Drake don't need to do a motherfucking thing except what he been doing. Keep on doing interviews with Bobby and with all those other white medias, because remember, you're the white boy, remember? You're the white boy. You're the culture vulture. You're the colonizer. You're bad for the culture. You didn't do anything for hip hop. When you was helping all them ungrateful black ninjas all for the last 13 years, and they're going to say you bad for the culture when every last one of them ninjas got a record from you, and it's probably their biggest record? Don't sit around telling me, oh, what I need to do. Oh, you need to sit down with a black. No, I don't need to do shit. Because when I was sitting down with black artists and black this and black that, y'all called me a white boy. Y'all called me a culture vulture. Y'all called me a colonizer. Y'all called me a PDF. So now that hip hop is dead and in the dumps, and ain't no hip hop records doing nothing, don't tell me I need to come back and do an interview with sit down with somebody that don't mess with you. Why would I do that? Oh, you'll sit down with somebody like Elliot or me, somebody that don't mess with you and talk. What? For what? For what? For what? He's still the most streamed artist every month. Why don't y'all go tell Kendrick? He's the winner, right? Kendrick's the winner. That's what y'all said. Y'all said Kendrick was the winner. So Kendrick, go tell Kendrick to come save hip hop. Because he's the winner, right? He's King Kenny, right? So don't worry about who I'm doing an interview with. Go get go get King Kenny. Tell him to do an interview. You see it all over the place. This ain't me. Go look. Go look. They talk about it on Joe Budden. Oh yeah, and then Ebro. I think what the world needs a Drake, Nicki, and Wayne record. Well, why? What? Why does the world need that? You got Kenny. You got Kendrick. Why does the world need a Drake record? Ebro, didn't you say that Drake was a cancer? Didn't you say Drake was a cancer? Like, these dudes got some nerve. If it don't apply, let it fly, Mimi. If you weren't saying that, fine. But what I'm saying to you is most of the people online and most of these radios, so the main podcasts, Joe Budden, the other one, Elliot Wilson, all these dudes that don't like Drake had something to say. Oh, why would he sit down with Bobby Alter? Why not? She's white. she's white, and y'all called him a white boy, right? So what do white boys do? Who do they sit down with? White girls, right? White girls. Those same people wasn't calling him a culture vote. I'll even take you further than that. Forget rapping Moment for Life. They wasn't calling him a culture vote when he was rapping on their record. Was he a culture vulture then? When he was rapping on their record, and probably every single one of them was A$AP Rocky's biggest record. I bet you it's effing Problems. I bet you it's effing Problems. What's Rick Ross's only Billboard lowest Billboard charted songs? All the songs with Drake in it. Who put Kendrick on his biggest stage when he was coming up? When he was only performing in front of 2,000 people. You can go watch the video. He says it himself. Who put him on the biggest stage? Drake. Most of these niggas' biggest hits is with Drake. But Drake's biggest hits ain't with them. Drake's biggest hits ain't with them. Let's see. So Drake, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Let him suffer. Let him suffer. That's why rap music is in the dumps. Rap music is in the dumps. Just sit back. Don't worry about nothing. Keep doing interviews with white people. Because you're a white boy, that's what you need to do. You need to do an interview with white people since you're a white boy. Let's see. Let me find JT's record. Listen to a little bit of it. I don't want to get dinged. But DJ Academics was out here cutting up. Oh, it's so good. Here's something else 4 minutes ago. Did she tweet this thing twice? No. Yeah, she tweeted the thing twice. More than twice. She keeps repeating it. She keeps repeating it. Oh, there go Good Form video. Jade's in there. Child, look at Jade. Got to be more careful. All right, so, and now the Sagittarius lashing spree culminates with the life of a showgirl. So the life of the showgirl is Taylor Swift's album. And that's going to be dropping, I guess, in October. I guess Life of a Showgirl drops in October. All right. So let's check out, let's look for JT's diss. JT Cardi diss. While I find that, let me see what y'all saying in the chat. JT, this song is trash. It just released. What just released? A record? Okay. I can't take no more. Why you Of course, the Nicki fans hard white. Oh, JT ate Cardi up. Well, let's see. Let's see, child. That's corny. Like that is not it. Now I heard the other one was better than that. That's not it. For people that saying that is hot, like, come on. That's just trash. Like that was for JT's skill set, that's garbage. You can yeah, way too long. You keep running over the same thing. It sounds like a Sexy Red, something Sexy Red would make it a diss record. Like JT, you have skills. Like you should have used that. That's not better than Magnet. And Magnet, she just used a couple of bars on you. You using a whole damn 4.5 minute song when you really just and you keep stumbling over long double, long-winded rebuttals. I'd be mad too if my skin would talk behind my ears. Pretty corny. And there was another one that was corny. There was a couple of things that was like, okay, that was pretty fly. When she said, there was one part that I was like, okay, that sounds like JT. But this beat, I mean, you could tell she didn't really know the song that well. And the beat, wasn't that great. Cardi responded calling Nicki's son Papa Pert. She's gonna say, because she did that lame ass apology, but still talking about her gums. That's what she's gonna say. That's no effing apology. Don't play in my face. Watch, I tell you. No, she thinks you don't play music, I'm stupid, or you're talking about you apologize, but you're talking about her gums. A lot of kids have funny gums before whatever, so that's why she's probably saying Papa Pert, right? Michelle Lamé. So I gotta hear the other one because that one ain't it. So let me see if they talking about JT ate Cardi up. No, sis, no, she didn't. Not with that song. Now watch the same people who fake gag at Sheeta and act like JT didn't just absolutely slaughter Cardi. If y'all are talking about she slaughtered Cardi with that record, all right, so here's this one. Is this the same record? Or is it a different record? Let me see.
Ready, hoes mad,
No,
botched up, ugly and pathetic. I'm throwing shots at her.
Nah, she's sitting there just calling her ugly. I thought that she had 2 records. I thought she said she got 2 records, right? What's up, Playgirl Diamond? I thought she released 2 disc records. Cardi responded. Let me take a look, man. Oh, I can't take no more Cardi and Nicki, man. I can't take no more. Cardi responded to who? To JT or to Nicki Minaj? Oh, to Nicki Minaj. Damn, I thought she responded to JT. I was about to say, oh shit. We about to have a rap battle, y'all. I'm telling you what she's gonna say. She's gonna say that was not a real apology. Nope, you can't apologize. Don't apologize now after all you said. Blah blah blah. Watch. Don't give my child no back. See? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? She said, "Dear Papa Perk, I'm sorry that your mommy haven't cut you a birthday cake for the past 3 days because she can't take my success or happiness. One day you're going to grow up, and I hope you understand when a girl says no, it means no. And you can overcome the pedophilia blood you inherited from you, your grandfather, father, and uncle. Please don't hate me when you grow up. Lord have mercy. Because your mommy rather give me more attention than she gives you. Hopefully when somebody that really cares about her puts her in rehab and gets her the help she needs, she come out and read you a book. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, don't give my child no backhand apology. Keep my child name out your mouth. Because I'm going to always take you where you don't want to go about mine. Honest truth is going back and forth about kids is really draining my energy. I don't want to keep mentioning kids. It feels very nasty and dark. But the energy you keep giving my kids, I'm going to resend back to Messenger. That was fair. That was fair. Um, what they both need to do, first of all, Twitter should have, because I couldn't say that, right? The moment I say monkey, Twitter hits me with, oh, visibility, all this visibility. And if not that, they suspend my account. So Nicki Minaj was allowed to say monkey several times, and they did not suspend her account. Probably because of so many followers she got and how much engagement she was giving Twitter. But Twitter, with their hypocritical lying ass, if I say monkey, they say, oh, if I say the N word, if I say monkey, oh, your limited ability, limited visibility. But Nicki Minaj and Cardi B can call each other's kids all these different names and slurs, and nothing happened to their account. But me, the moment I say one word, we blocked you because you was against the rules and this, that, and the other. They can say whatever they want. That's the first thing. That's the thing that stood out to me. Nicki Minaj said monkey about 3 or 4 times yesterday, and they let her shit go. Cardi B was talking about, I don't know, she didn't call him a monkey, but that time when she put that thing on the air about the women, the girl, monkey, this and another, none having her account. So I guess if you're a celebrity and you got millions of followers, you can say what you want to say. But me, just the other day, I said N-I-G-G. I said N-I-G-G ... They talk about some limited visibility. I said, y'all out here showing porn on Twitter, and you got the nerve to say my visibility is limited because I said N-I-G-G ... Bias ass platform. Bias ass platform, man. Bias ass platform. So let's see. Did she say anything else? I think that's it. I hope they really are done with the kids. No more backhanded compliments. No more nothing. Just please don't mention nobody's kids no more. I'm telling you, next time they mention kids, after tonight, if they mention kids again, I'm reporting them. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all get mad, you can do whatever you want. But come tomorrow, if they back to mention the kids, I'm reporting their accounts. Fuck them. Did JT release another diss record? Yes or no? Because somebody put it in the chat. Somebody, did JT release another diss record? Well, she's bringing up Desiree's daughter because Desiree's daughter is in a lawsuit with Desiree, and she is engaging with Nicki Minaj, and she sees that Nicki Minaj has a big fan base and a big platform, so that's why she's allowing Nicki Minaj to say something to her and keep retweeting her because she wants traction on that lawsuit. And she thinks if Nicki Minaj put eyes on a lawsuit, then it give them some sort of good luck that everybody can hear about it and stuff like that. But Desiree and them need to get a gag order on Nicki Minaj because I would say, I would go in there and say, I believe that she's in on it. I believe she is paying for my daughter's lawyer fees. So if she is, I believe she needs to be gagged like everybody else. Quiet as cat, schizophrenia, drugs, cocaine, perks, and Xanax. Whew. Lord have mercy. And then people are saying, oh, why won't you talk about? I mean, I don't understand. Cancel Netflix. Why? Why is cancel Netflix trending? Go home. Mutt mutt. That's a diss. All right. Okay, y'all heavy hitters, y'all ain't trying to help me? Hey, it's me. Did JT release another diss record? Yay or nay? Hey, it's me. I just want to know, didn't JT release 2 disses? That's what people have been telling me. They've said she released 2 diss records. Of course, Nicki fans are gonna say that, BB. Like, what's up, Diana? But BB, you gotta understand. You know they're gonna say that. You know they're gonna say it. If Nicki Minaj said, "I apologize, you little POS," they'll say, "Look, she apologized. It's genuine." But you know, I'm not saying it wasn't genuine. But what I'm saying is, she had shade to it, and that's like saying, that's like something apologizing to somebody and saying, you know, I'm sorry that I'm talking. Trust me, I won't talk about your little ugly ass no more. I promise. You know what I mean? It's like you're apologizing, but you calling me ugly going out the door. Don't worry, I don't have nothing else to say about your little ugly self. You know, so yeah, you're gonna stop insulting, but then going out the door, you said, I'm not gonna say nothing to your ugly self. So that's like the same thing. Oh, you know, everybody had funny little gums. Like if she would have left that part out, I don't think Cardi B would have said anything. It's on JT Stats. Okay. What's the name of it? I'm gonna look it up on you. What's the name of it? Hey, it's me. It's gotta be better than that other crap. The second chat was posted 3 hours ago. What's the name of it? She needs to make these disc records like 3 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes is all we need. There's no name for the track. Okay, hold on. 3 minutes is all we need, sis. You don't need to be going for 4 minutes plus. Basically saying the same thing. She's got 11 faces. I know. 11 faces. 11 faces. Yeah. 4 baby daddies. Yeah. Offset cheated. We know. Then such and such. Yeah. You know. I will not be covering the Diddy thing tomorrow. I'm just going to give my prediction. I'm not going to be covering it tomorrow because I don't want to give him bad luck. Like, who is this? Full audio to JT diss to Cardi B. All right, so JT diss. JT diss Cardi B. So here's one. Is this the same one? Like, hold on, guys. Fuck, man. No. No, isn't it the same one? No, that's the same one. Hold on. The username is JT Stats on Twitter. Hold on. JT Stats. All right. JT ain't got no stats. I don't know why they making a page for JT Stats. Child. Hold on. All right, hold on. All right, so here we go. I found it. Let me see. Let me see what she's talking about. Let me see what's her name? She called herself the princess. Let Let's see what the princess talking about, man. All right, let's go. Let's see what y'all say about this.
Let it keep coming. Let it keep coming. Let it keep coming. Money coming.
No. See, this isn't even really a diss record. Like, where are the disses? You just taking where are the disses? At least the other record, I could say she was at least dissing. The record was just garbage. Now, this record seemed to be a better beat. It would have been a better record. Like, I like all that. Let it keep coming. That was kind of fly. Fucking on hootie hoo, but keep coming. But then you should have went in on Cardi B. At least if you didn't do it for the first verse, after you said the pockets on hootie hoo, let it keep coming. And then I would have went in the second verse, and the whole second verse would have been about Cardi B. That's what I would have did. I would have just warmed it up with the first verse, let the first verse just be about whatever. And then that second verse come, and I would have went in on Cardi B. That's what I would have did. Because I'll be honest with you, I agree with you, Hey, it's me. That song was kind of turned. I ain't gonna hold you. That song was kind of turned. that song was kind of turned. I was feeling that. The hook and everything. I okay. Man, now that would be good for just a regular song. Now I was expecting a Cardi B diss. Now if I go back and look and listen to this song just to listen to it, and it's not a Cardi B diss, I'll probably appreciate the song more. Because the song was kind of hot. The song was kind of hot. But I didn't hear any Cardi B disses. The verse was very generic. Now the second one, you could tell is Cardi B diss. It wasn't a good song, right? So you should have did a song with Carissa. Y'all need to get back together, to be honest with you. But you know people are gonna amp it up because she is disrespecting her, but nothing, nothing too big for me. Yeah, JT wasted our times, man. Like I guarantee you. Listen. Now listen to me. I guarantee everybody that Bia's comeback will be better than JT's record. And the reason why it will be is because Bia has had time to write the record. When is she dropping her album? Like, did her album drop tonight? I bet you Bia's record is going to be better. Watch. Yeah, the fans are egging on. Those are Nicki fans egging on. That song is not good. Oh, Bia has an album on 10. Thank you, Miss Field. No, I didn't like this record, and I like JT as a rapper. Now I think her personality is garbage, but as a rapper, I like JT. But she's too in her feelings. No, Bia has an album on 10. She's too in her feelings. She wants to get something back. She want to get Cardi back. Cardi smacked upside her head with that magnet. She wasn't expecting it because she thought Cardi was just going to let it slide. And then Cardi slapped upside. Cardi said, oops upside your head. Say, oops upside your head. Shoot, y'all might as well play my artist. Shit. My artist, y'all might as well play my artist that got my new theme song. Hold on. Y'all think I'm playing with y'all. I can manage artists. I can bring out artists. Hold on. Let y'all hear some real shit. 2020. I'm coming with my artists. I'm coming with my artists in 2026. Huh? Shit. My artists got bars too. Man, listen. Did the new theme song for my show. Hold on. It's a song I'll be coming on with now. My shit, man, y'all better stop playing with me. Hold on. This shit hard, boy. JT, take notes, JT. Hold on. Take notes, JT. Because JT, I'll send my artist over to give you some lessons. But if you're not gonna pay him, you better be ready to give us some ass, some dome or something. We Kodak Blacking over here. Well, at least my artist is, not me. My artist, if you he gonna help you out, but if you ain't got no bread to pay him, you better be willing to give us some top, some ass, or something. Oh man, hold on. Yeah, yeah. Come on now. This is an artist of 2026. The type of music y'all young kids listen to. Hold on. Type of music y'all young kids listen to. Hold on. I can't even. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. This is the type of music y'all youngins listen to. Let's go. Let's go. Huh? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. 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 Wait, when y'all can't hear it? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Y'all couldn't hear it. Wait a minute. Oh, y'all couldn't hear it? Oh, okay. So y'all can hear me, but you couldn't hear the music. Hold on. That's crazy. Yeah, Santi said she heard it. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How do y'all not hear that? I shared the screen. That's crazy. So, if you heard that song, which is the new theme song, Guns of Butter, that's wow. Hold on. All right, hold on. Okay. All right. Hey, that's crazy. Why though? Why? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. That's crazy. All right, hold on. That's wild. Hold on. Y'all can hear me though, right? All right, hold on a minute. Man, that's my shit too. Now I gotta start it over. Yo, that's wild. Hold on. That's crazy. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought that y'all was able to hear it. Oh, I must have had it on the wrong one. All right, hold on. Well, you about to hear it now. You about to hear it now because it's fire. If y'all missed it at the beginning. All right, so y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me right now. If you put a 1 in the chat, if you can hear me right now. All right, 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me. Now, I'm about to put my artist on here. About to put my artist on here. My artist, as Jay-Z says, my artist. Now, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear that. Can y'all hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear that.
Look, one way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things that come to the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things that come to the butter. Sleeping patterns kinda complicated, ain't no time for wasting, be some entrepreneurs. I'm feeling like Scarface on top of the balcony, the world is yours. Took some losses, I was down bad. Napoleon complex, I'm mad. About to put the game up in the clad bag. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicken dinners or you roll with the winners. Taking over for the summer. I double back for the winner. I be with the scammers and spinners. Innovators in the middleman. All my riders got a dental plan. None of my shooters got Instagrams. Bang, bang. Got some rich headed out of bounds. Had to hop in the renty to ride around. About to switch up the whips cause they stalking now. Whispering body dropping on my side of town. Flick of finesse. Known to stay up out the mess. Business is never personal. We can politic the rest. I got a plug and they made me a plug. All my moves on they need to know. Dabba weed got me speaking slow. Bet you pay attention when we speaking up. Drip or drown, you gon' sink or you swim. In the field, we be getting it in. Type of pressure that took boys and the men. Fly gotta feel me back at it again. Yeah. One way or another, we gon' get our family up about the gutter. Brother, you was out of pocket, no, I didn't stutter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep one or two things that come to the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. Whoa, you only rep one or two things that the guns in the butter. I drop it back in the trap when investing in the streets, you try to recover. In this world, you could only rep.
That's all you get. Oh, this game's in trouble. The game's in trouble, y'all. The game is in trouble. When I start finding artists, I'm a master. I'm a master at talent. When I start finding artists, it's gonna be trouble. It's gonna be trouble out here. I'm telling you. It's gonna be trouble out here, y'all. I let y'all hear my R&B artists before, right? Hold on a minute. 2026, I'm putting all my artists out, man. I'm putting all my artists out in 2026. See, the only thing I was waiting on, I had to get my daughter's YouTube channel off the ground. They said Ice is gonna be Ice is gonna be at the Super Bowl. Yo, can you imagine that? Yo, can you imagine if Jay-Z gonna put a Bad Bunny in there and then Trump's gonna sit Ice? Yo. No. Nah, man. No way, man. No way. No way, man. Hold on. It said they're gonna be having. All right, so the Diddy preset they send. I know. Hey, it's me. I know, man. But You know, these people swear that Trump is for them. They swear that Trump is for them, right? So I don't know how they can think that. Hold on. So I produce R&B as well, right? I'm looking for some pop acts. Y'all, I'm looking for some pop acts, y'all. I'm looking for some R&B acts. I'll let you hear something, right? I'm looking for some pop acts, some R&B acts. Yo, they said they're gonna have. They said they're gonna have Ice having a day trial. We're gonna find out how much time he should be getting. Yes. Yep. We're gonna find out how much time he's gonna be getting. I'm not gonna cover this chart around because, like I said, I have a bad feeling. This judge has not been doing the right thing the entire time. So I got a bad feeling. But 2026, I'm going to put this artist out as well. If y'all know anybody, if y'all know any R&B, any pop artists that, want to get their career popping off in 2026, hit me up. Hit me up and we'll see what you got. We'll see if I'll tell you right away if you got something, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna go live and discuss it, man, but you got people like Tisa telling them they're gonna be out there, right? And if Diddy gets a lot of time, she's gonna be loving it. So I'm gonna put this artist out as well in 2026. She's a pop R&B artist. I'll let you hear a little bit of it. Stop. Take your foot off their neck, Nora. Stop. Woo, child. Oh, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on with, man. It's gonna be on. I'm coming up out with the video. Listen, it's about to be on. Thank you. Like I'm telling you, it's about to be on. But that was just like the demo because that song already exists. You know what I mean? Yes. So I don't know whether I'm gonna put that one out like as a sequel, but whew, it's fire. Yeah. Yeah. I already helped her record it. I'll give that to you. I'll put that in your Insta because I have to go to her. I have to find her Instagram because she actually just changed it. So, but I'm gonna like the video. This video, I'm gonna leave her. You know, I gotta put in the credits like what songs I played. So I'm gonna put both my artists' socials, you know, down in the description, and y'all go follow them, show them support. You know, so let's real quick talk about this situation with Diddy because this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Like they doing Diddy dirty. Like I know a lot of people really don't care. I know a lot of people really don't care what happens to Diddy. And if you feel that way, I get it. You know, if I mean, I really don't get it for people who don't know Diddy, but for somebody that had a bad experience with him or whatever, I can see people saying, "Oh, I don't really care what happens." So, but my whole thing is, I'm just not down for people getting locked up for what they don't deserve to be locked up for. There's enough things that Diddy has done that he could be locked up for. Right? So what I did not like, okay, what this seems to me is one thing I don't like, and I don't care if it comes with somebody who I don't really like or somebody who was a criminal or what have you. But my thing is this, right? Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm going to DM you on Miss Fields. I'm telling you, yeah, the way they're doing Diddy, this doesn't make any sense. So here's my thing. Yeah, Diddy is an a-hole. Yeah, Diddy is a narcissist. Yeah, Diddy is probably a woman abuser. Right? But they took they took Diddy's case to trial. All right? Let me find Diddy. They took Diddy's case to trial. All right? He beat it. He beat it. So you cannot now, you have to sentence Diddy on what he got charged with. Now, in the federal law, there is what we call the sentencing guidelines. And this is what all judges for federal cases, right? They have to go by a federal guideline. They put the federal guideline in so judges just can't go around giving people 100 years for something that they should only be doing 10 years for. So they split it up, and it's supposed to be sentencing guidelines to this. But it doesn't seem as though like the judge is going to be following the sentencing guidelines when it comes to Diddy. Right? And that's not fair because You were seeing some people who was up for attempted murder that bonded out. Diddy never got a chance to bond out. They have now offered 6 different bonds. Most of the time it was one time it was a 50. 3 times they offered $50 million. Right? Diddy apologized. Okay, so here it is. So this is Diddy's last ditch effort. This is his last ditch effort. So ahead of sentencing, Sean Combs apologized. Now, I wish he had did this before. Sorry for the pain I caused so many. Current situation is my fault. Right? So, in a last-ditch effort, Sean Combs has now come out and said he's sorry for all the pain he's caused. Diddy is taking responsibility for his actions, telling the judge in his case he's sorry for all the hurt and pain he's caused others through his actions. The rapper filed a 4-page letter Thursday ahead of his Friday sentencing hearing beginning with the apology before admitting the last 2 years have been the hardest of his life. There is no one to blame my current reality and situation but myself. I hope this letter finds you well and in good health and spirits. Thank you for the opportunity to express my thoughts. Hold on, let's read this letter. Now, y'all already know I am an emotional Scorpio. All right? I'm an emotional Scorpio. And I don't like, especially I am very supportive of my people. I know my people. I know like other races, I know we got some people that can be knuckleheads. But we also got some of the greatest people too. Right? And like I said, I know our people can be knuckleheads. So, he says, dear judge, wait. Let me put the letter in here. If I start getting choked up, y'all, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Because I can't imagine and don't ever want to imagine, number one, being in the NBC, which everyone says it's the worst freaking prison ever. Right? It's the worst prison ever. A lot of people say. So now it says, dear Judge Submarine, I hope this letter finds you well and in good health and spirits. Thank you for the opportunity to express my thoughts to you. First and foremost, I want to apologize and say how sincerely sorry I am for all the hurt and pain that I have caused others by my conduct. I take full responsibility and accountability for my past wrongs. This has been the hardest 2 years of my life, and I have no one to blame for my current reality and situation but myself and my life. I've made many mistakes, but I am no longer running from them. I am so sorry for the hurt that I caused. But I understand that the mere words I'm sorry will never be good enough, as these words alone cannot erase the pain from the past. Over the past 13 months, I've had a look in the mirror like never before. My pain became my teacher. My sadness was my motivator. I have to admit my downfall was rooted in my selfishness. The scene and images of me assaulting Cassie play over and over in my head daily. I literally lost my mind. I was dead wrong for putting my hands on that woman that I loved. I'm so sorry for that and always will be. My domestic violence will always be a heavy burden that I will have to forever carry. The remorse, the sorrow, the regret, the disappointment, the shame. I honestly feel sorry for something that I couldn't forgive someone else for. If they put their hands on one of my daughters, this is why it is so hard for me to forgive myself. It is like a deep wound that leaves an ugly scar. Your Honor, I thought I was providing for Jane concerning her and her child, but after hearing her testimony, I realized that I hurt her. For this, I am deeply sorry. I lost my way. I got lost in my journey, lost in the drugs and the excess. My downfall was rooted in my selfishness. I have been humbled and broken to my core. Jail is designed to break you mentally, physically, and spiritually. Over the past year, there has been so many times that I wanted to give up. There have been some days I thought I would be better off dead. Whew, the old me died in jail and a new version of me was reborn. Prison will change or kill you. I choose to live. Every day since my incarceration, as difficult as my circumstances currently are, I have made the best of my time by reading books, writing, working out, or in therapy, obtaining the tools and knowledge to deal in my past drug abuse and anger issues. I have been putting in the work and work diligently to become the best version of myself to ensure that I never make the same mistakes again. So far, what do y'all feel about this letter so far? When I felt as though his first apology was bullshit, I really feel as though this apology is so different from his apology on video, and I can't even see him. Just the words that he's speaking, and it doesn't come off like somebody else wrote it. Like Diddy actually wrote this, right? It doesn't come off like somebody else wrote it. It doesn't come off like he's sorry he got caught. This really sounds sincere to me. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it sounds sincere. So far, at least. When he apologized before, I was like, did he lying? He ain't sorry. Right? I think he sounds sincere. He had his partner and another man use their influence to lure men into drug-fueled sex parties. Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Another one of me off the Love album. Okay, hold on. So let's continue. So, 2. I realize that I'm in a situation where no amount of money, power, or fame can save me. Only God can save me. My grandmother used to teach me that God makes no mistakes, that everything he does is for your good. I believe that a bad situation can be used for good. Although this situation has been the hardest and darkest time of my life, good things have come out of my incarceration. For starters, I am now sober for the first time in 25 years. Well, good for you, Diddy. I've been trying my best to deal with my drug abuse and anger issues and take accountability as well as positive steps towards healing. One of the most beautiful things I've experienced is being asked by my fellow inmates to teach and mentor them. They wanted to learn what I did to become a successful businessman. I was inspired by their hunger and desire to learn information in order to not only set goals, but achieve any goal, dream that their heart desires. I started teaching a 6-week program called Free Game, title given by my fellow inmates, which I was able to have approved and sanctioned by the Bureau of Prisons. I don't just teach about my success, I also teach about my mistakes and failures. It has truly been a blessing to do something positive in a negative situation. Wow. This is something. On the situation, okay, it says, the most shocking thing was to see the unity and the peace this class has produced. As you are probably aware, jails and prisons are segregated places. However, in our class, we have Black, Spanish, white, and Asian, all together in one room learning and working together. We even have an interpreter for the Spanish-speaking inmates. The biggest miracle that I've seen with the class is all the gangs such as Bloods, Crips, MS-13s, Trinitarians, and 18 streets in one room working together. I'm also proud to say that since this class started, there has been no fights in our unit. This class has also helped me in time of need and despair. Being able to do something good for others has also given me strength to needed hope. God blessed me with this opportunity to help others, and I will continue to do so. I ask for mercy today, not only for my sake, but for the sake of my children. God blessed me with 7 beautiful children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. The names are Quincy, Justin, Kristen, Chance, Jesse, Delilah. He's still calling Quincy his son. See, that's a father, right? And the newest addition, a 2-year-old daughter, Love. 4 of my children lost their mother, Kim Porter. She tragically passed away in 2018. I am their only parent. I have failed my children as a father. My father was murdered when I was 3 years old, so I know firsthand what it's not to have a father. More than anything, I just want the opportunity to return home and be the father that they need and deserve. God also blessed me with the greatest mother in the world. My mother sacrificed her life and dreams to provide for me and my younger sister, Keisha. She worked 3 jobs to make sure we had a roof over our head, clothes on our backs, and the best education. My mother is now 84 years old, and she recently had brain surgery. Despite her own health challenges, she attended my trial every day. I've always been her primary caregiver. It breaks my heart that I put myself in this situation, and for the first time, I am unable to be there for my mother when she needs me most. As I write for this letter, I am scared to death. Scared to spend another second away from my mother and my children. I no longer care about the money or the fame. There is nothing more important to me than my family. I understand that one factor the court has to consider is deterrence. Deterrence for me and for others to ensure that no one follows in my footsteps and makes the same mistakes. For over a year, I've been locked in one room with 25 other incarcerated people sharing the same one room. In this room that I shared, there are no windows. There is no natural clean air. There's no sunlight, and we all live in one room. We eat, sleep, use the toilet, take showers, and prepare meals all in the same room. The conditions that action has placed in me are inhumane. I don't tell you this for pity or sympathy. I'm simply sharing my truth and the truth of my fellow incarcerated people. We have no clean drinking water, and we boil our drinking water. We all share one washing machine, which is broken. I am surrounded by drugs and live every day with the constant threat of being stabbed or losing my life. Again, I am not expecting pity or sympathy, but my time at MDC has changed me forever. Prior to being in jail, I took care of and was present for my family. Being in jail and because of my conduct, I lost the ability to care for my mother. I lost the ability to effectively raise and support my children. I've missed my 3 daughters' proms and graduations. I don't know if I can finish this. Let me try to finish it. I missed my 3 daughters' prom and graduations. I missed taking one of my daughters to college. I have lost the freedom to teach my 2-year-old how to speak, dance, play, or be there to console her when she falls down or has a nightmare. I started from nothing and worked hard to earn everything I had. But because of my conduct, I've lost all of my businesses. Wow. I've lost my career. I lost the charter schools that I started, and I have destroyed my reputation and stained the reputation of those that worked for me. I lost my being present with my family. Between of all of my losses and lessons, I can state for a fact that I will never be in another criminal courtroom again. I do not believe any other person would do anything similar from fear or similar punishment if you give me a chance. I would like the opportunity to share my story with people to prevent at least one person from making the mistakes that I've made. I can't change the past, but I can change the future. I know that God put me here to transform me. Since incarceration, I've gone through a spiritual reset. I'm on a journey that will take hard work. I'm proud to say I'm working harder than I ever have before. I'm committed to the journey of remaining drug-free, nonviolent, and peaceful person. I thank God that I'm stronger, wiser, clean, and sober. God makes no mistakes. I realize that this trial has received a tremendous amount of global press, and Your Honor may be inclined to make an example out of me. I would ask Your Honor to make me an example of what a person can do if afforded a second chance. If you allow me to go home to my family, I promise I will not let you down. I will make you proud. Today, I humbly ask you for another chance to be a better father, another chance to be a better son, another chance to be a better leader in my community, and another chance to live in a better life. I am writing this not to gain sympathy or pity. This experience is simply the truth of my existence and it changed my life forever, and I will never commit a crime again. Thank you for your time and consideration. Wow. Man, I just hope, man, again, like I said before, they have nothing to lose by giving them all these people get second chances. People that murdered people come out of jail. Some people that attempted murder, did 8, 9 years. They're trying to send this man to jail for 11 years. You got to give people a chance, man. The jail's about rehabilitation. You got to give him a chance. If what's the worst that can happen? He commits another crime and they lock his ass up for good. I mean, why could you give a stipulation like that? If you wind up getting picked up for anything else, I don't give a damn if it's farting in the wind, jaywalking, a suspended license, anything. If you get in trouble for anything else, violence, domestic violence, we're gonna lock you up and never let you out. That's what I would say. Because if he's gonna be home and he's gonna definitely be on probation of some sort. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna mess up, they're gonna mess up. But you got to give them a chance to mess up. You got to at least give them a chance. Give the guy a chance. They act like he's the worst person in the world. Like, I know a whole lot of people way worse than Diddy that go around smacking random people, robbing random people, assaulting random people. Like, I know people who walk down the street, see somebody, they don't like the way they look, smack the shit out of them. Well, why'd you do that? I just didn't like him. I don't like the way he looked. You know what I mean? That's people who are dangerous to society. You're not, I seen somebody say earlier, oh, he's dangerous. He's a danger to the public. No, he's not. Diddy wasn't going around smacking people and that he just saw in the street, walk past him and just smack them. Hey, he was in toxic relationships. Probably due for him being toxic. He was in violent, toxic relationships. He's not a danger to the community. Like, I hate when people say that. Like, he's a danger to the community. Was he going around robbing people in the community? No. So he's not a danger to the community. He was a danger to a girl he was in a relationship with. He may have been a danger to Cassie and a danger to Jane. All of those other stories did not get proven to be true. But for a fact, we know that he hit Jane and Cassie. Right? So you got to give a man a chance. Once when Breezy did that jail time after that, he allegedly pushed Carucci down the steps. He didn't even go back to jail. Right? He was stalking her and pushed her down the steps. They never even took Chris Brown back to jail for that. But point being is, man, you got to give people. There's people way worse than him getting second chances. Way worse. And they're treating Diddy like he murdered someone. They're treating him like he was really sex trafficking, but he got acquitted for sex trafficking. So you can't charge him for stuff that he got acquitted for. Like, it's dumb, and that's not the law. You have to treat him just like somebody else, any other person that got acquitted of the Mann Act. I mean, acquitted of sex trafficking, acquitted of RICO. You can't come say, oh, yeah, force and coercion. He didn't force anybody. The jury, 12 people of his peers, did not buy her story. You have to remember, you have New York jurors. I'm from New York. I like to say that we're some of the smartest people. We're some of the smartest people and intelligent people in the world. A New Yorker. Not saying that nobody else isn't smart, but I like to think New Yorkers are some of the smartest people in the world. And you just can't blow up our ass and tell us it's a hurricane. We ain't gonna believe it. If you tell me it's a hurricane, you got to show me the water, the wind. You got to show me some lights going out. Then we'll believe it. You know what I mean? And those peers, you can't say nothing about their age. They were all ages in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So you had people from all ages. There were men and women. There was black and white. Mostly white. This is a black man. Mostly white. And they did not buy that trafficking story. Because you know what they were hearing? They were hearing the same thing I was hearing. Well, if you left in 2018, why couldn't you leave in 2012? If you left in 2018 and nothing happened to you, what makes you think you couldn't have left in 2011 and nothing happened to you? Like, when you really, really decide to leave, and you know what New Yorkers were thinking? So to them, those other times, you really didn't want to leave. You really didn't want to leave. But in 2018, because you saw Diddy had another woman, and you heard what he said at Kim Porter's funeral, all of a sudden you left, right? And never looked back after that. So why couldn't you do that in 2011? Why couldn't you do it in 2012? You weren't ready to leave, Cassie. Period. You weren't ready to leave. Diddy has not seen you or bothered you since 2018 when you were texting him after you were pregnant with Alec Fine's kid and named the kid Frankie from Diddy always saying he was Frankie Black and Frank Black, and you went and named your kid Frankie behind the man that you said you hate so much. No, it wasn't smacking up behind the scenes. We already know what that was years ago. And he's smacking rappers behind the scene. He smacked Drake, and he got into a fight with Drake 2014 or 2012. Got into a fight with J. Cole in like 2014. But it's not like Drake is. How many damn fights Chris Brown have been in? It's not like Diddy's the only person out there getting into fights. All these rappers be getting into fights. So we're gonna see, man. I'm gonna pray for him, put a prayer in for him, and hopefully the judge sentencing uses the sentencing guidelines. You know, I have no problem with Diddy getting time, but he needs to get sentenced like everybody else that has been convicted of the Mann Act and have a base level of 0, because that's what he has. He has no criminal history. It was no minors, right? So he should be on a base level of 0. And then you look into the sentencing guidelines and you'll see that the average months of jail for people who got a base level of 0, the average is 12 to 14 months. And that's what he should get. You can't go and give him more time just because you think the jury got it wrong. Well, oh well. Oh well. They had plenty of opportunities to prove, the government had plenty of opportunities to prove that he was guilty. The jury didn't buy it. Another Me of the Love album. Right? The jury didn't buy it. Fair is fair. You know, they didn't buy that whole RICO BS. Like the government overplayed their hand. They wanted to get Diddy locked up because Maureen Comey wanted to get Diddy because she couldn't get Epstein. So now she wanted to try to pull her weight and get Diddy. And she overplayed her hand. She went and took a freaking civil suit and ran with it. Oh, we're going to bring a criminal suit up against Diddy from this civil suit from Cassie. And that's how they played. That's what they did. That's how they played their hand. Right? So, can you please play another one of Me for the Love? What do you think of 50 Cent and his fake letter to the judge? 50 Cent's a sucker. Like, and I'm sure one thing I'm just happy it was fake, but 50 Cent is a sucker. And everybody knows that sucker shit. And if anybody else was doing it, y'all would be dragging them. But it's something about 50 Cent that everybody hops on his dick, laughs at everything he does. He could be a colorist. He don't really date black women. All these things. He also has been reported as being a woman beater. He got reported by Daphne Joy, his baby mother, saying he stomped on her stomach. The same thing they say about Diddy. He stomped on her stomach. He grabbed her by her face and slammed her face down. That's all on documents. But nobody ever says anything to him. They just, oh, 50's crazy. Oh, I would never want to be 50's enemy. They sit there, but anybody else do it, they got smoke for them. But everybody act like they're scared of 50 Cent. It's like so sickening. Like you're like, bro, you're a black man, just like he's a black man. You act like your milk is so clean. Your milk ain't clean. It's gonna happen to you at some point. Not gonna say that everybody's going down, but you're gonna face a time where you might get an allegation against you. And I don't want to hear you crying, talk about nobody, no black people helped you, this, that, and the other. He's a sucker. Yeah, somebody said Diddy hasn't learned anything, but how do you know that? He's been in jail the last 12 months. So how can anybody say that he hasn't learned anything? How do you know that? Jail is a scary place. And I've seen jail straighten people out in 6 months. I had a cousin that went to jail. He went to jail for 3 months. That nigga came out and was like, I ain't never going back to jail. He was only in jail for 3 months. So unless you know them, you can't confidently say, oh, he haven't learned anything. You haven't even seen him. He's been locked up. He had to learn something. If you locked up in a damn place in the NBC and they got rats and roaches running around your cell at night and all you can see is the rat's eyes and you can't do nothing about it, you better have learned something. I mean, the thing is that kills me is y'all try to make like this nigga's Michael Myers. He ain't killed nobody. He ain't stabbed nobody. He ain't attempt to kill nobody. It's like y'all act like you watch the news, you see way worse people than Diddy. And they ain't even getting the treatment he getting. This shit's crazy. That guy, he's like the worst person in the world. Like y'all seen you ever heard of Helter Skelter? You ever heard of Charles Manson? You don't think they're worse than Diddy or they're the same? Epstein with the minors. You know what I'm saying? Like those people are way worse. The dude that used to eat black people, what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, and the fact that he had almost 80 letters from people. He had almost 80 letters from people asking the judge for leniency. So if I'm the judge, what I do is I go in there tomorrow and say, you know, to be honest with you, I feel as though you need to more time learn less. However, going by the law, I'm going to sentence you by the law because, you know, it's not right for a judge to go out there and give a sentence based trying to be the 13th juror. There's only 12 jurors, sir. Those 12 jurors said he wasn't guilty of everything else. So you have to sentence him according to the federal guidelines. Guidelines say it's 12 to 14 months, no enhancements because he didn't do anything. So I'm going to give Diddy 15 months. He's already did, 13? So you can do the other 1 month at a halfway house and then go home. That's what I would say. But if you ever come back here again, if I ever hear about you doing freak offs and freak offs in your own house, there is nothing against the rules of you having a threesome in your house with baby oil. I'm sorry. It's not against the rules. But if I hear about you flying out escorts, if I hear about you paying for escorts, I'm going to have the marshals come arrest you and put you back in jail, and you will not get out for a very long time. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Right? I think that's fair. Judge say, I'm gonna give you this opportunity. But if you mess up, I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? He mess up, and then what happens? The marshals go pick him up. That's it. That's it. But anyway, I can't play that song because they're YouTube and Damien they won't monetize the show. All right, so tomorrow since at 10 o'clock, I'm scared to watch. I'm just gonna look off at the highlights. I pray for a good outcome, man. Good outcome. I don't buy that these people are scared. They know good and damn well Diddy is not that stupid. After all the time he spent in jail, he brought, I feel he's gonna come after you. Bitch, he hadn't came after you after he fired you. He said nothing else to you. You were calling him. I swear, I hope she gets exposed. They're gonna let this Mia talk. I'm afraid that if he gets out, he'll come after me. Bitch, he ain't gonna come after you. He ain't came after you all this time. He ain't with you all this time. He's not gonna throw his life away for you. Trust me, Diddy is gonna be clean as a whistle when he gets out. Anything he'll do in his house, and he'll make sure that they're not talking about, if you want to sleep with me, he won't be having no more threesomes. He ain't gonna call no more escorts. Be like, if I'm not good enough, oh well. Watch. And if he get out, he gonna marry Gina. Watch. I know I would. He come out. Gina got to get a baby. Gina got to get a baby. I'm sorry. Gina got to get a baby. And come out. Gina got to get a baby. I might put a ring on Gina's finger. I might put a ring on Gina's finger. Gina held it down. I might put a ring on Gina's finger, and I'm gonna make KK my my co-CEO. You no longer gonna be my assistant. You're gonna be co-CEO of my company. I might even marry KK. I might even marry KK. What's it? I'm gonna give Carisha a bag when I come home. I'm gonna give Carisha a bag. I'm gonna say if there any businesses we can get into, anything I can help you with, but we're not gonna be in a relationship no more. But you held me down. I'm gonna give her a bag about $5 million. I'm gonna give about $5 million. Yeah, $5 million just because. Hold that. Bow. But we not gonna be together no more. But hold that $5 million. Gina, you my woman now. I'm cutting everybody off. I'm with Gina now. Gina went and told the feds, I ain't showing up. I ain't doing that. F you. I ain't doing that. No, you a victim. No, I ain't no victim. You was sex trafficked. No, I wasn't sex trafficked. He never sex trafficked me. Forced you into prostitution? No, he didn't. He ain't never forced me to do nothing. I did everything on my own free will. They said, maybe you need to go home and rest, and we'll converse again tomorrow. Gina said, okay, I'll go home and rest. Gina came back the next day. They said, now let's get this straight now. Now, we're going to ask you on the stand, you were sex trafficked, right? And Gina said, yeah, you're going to ask me that? And I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because I wasn't sex trafficked. He never sex trafficked me. Yes, he sex trafficked you. No, he didn't. He never sex trafficked me. He never forced me into prostitution. He never sex trafficked me, ever. I never had sex with escorts. I never was a part of the freak-offs. I never did any of that. And he didn't force me to do it. So they were like, let's just meet with her tomorrow. So then she came back the next day and she told him, I'm not lying for y'all. She was already subpoenaed. Gina said, if you put me on that stand, I'm telling the truth. You know what they said? Okay, forget it. Don't put her on the stand. They see they wasn't going to get over on her. They say she wasn't going to change her mind. Right? So now what does that tell you? They did the same thing to Cassie and to Jane. And they could have did the same thing, but they folded. They folded. Jane folded. I mean, Cassie's a different story. Cassie having propriety everything. Jane, you folded. You could have just said, nah, I'm not testifying against them because I wasn't coerced. But instead they got money on their mind. Gina said, even if he don't get out, he gonna know that I'm a rider. He's not gonna be in jail forever. Because they didn't get that RICO, so they gotta let him out at some point. And Gina said, when he come out, I'm gonna be right here. Every man need a Gina. You ain't see her on social media with no other men. There wasn't no rumors about her out there nowhere. You got to get you a Gina. Gina gonna have to. You gotta get you a Gina, man. I fuck with Gina. I didn't like her before, but I mess with Gina. She could have ratted him out with the Tasha K thing. They were like, oh, so and so. They brought up that Tasha K thing. She was like, what interview? They said, this interview right here where you said he did this, that, and the third. You know what Gina said in the interview? I don't remember. Well, we'll play it for you. Gina said, I don't know. I don't remember that. I was going through a dark time in my life. You know, I wasn't mentally all there. You know, I don't even really remember what he did. The prosecution said, you little bitch. They was like, you see this bitch, what she trying to do? All right, y'all. But check y'all out next time, man. If you want to support the channel, make sure you put a $sign. I'm tired now. $sign Heaven Hollywood. Right? And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. I'll go live tomorrow after the sentencing. I'm going to pray the best for Diddy. All right? Peace.